This video, dated November 16th, 2013, is going to demonstrate the new marketing message. It's part of the CRM Marketing Tab, and it's actually the first in a series of videos on the CRM marketing. But this video is going to focus primarily on the updated message. Let's go ahead and log into the demo account. And we'll go ahead over here under the CRM Marketing tab. And if you've been in here at all, you'll notice there's several tabs missing. There was a customer message, service reminder message, vehicle message. We've consolidated everything into this one message. Messages are in 3 different formats at this point. One is direct mail. The second is email, a text email. And the third is email and HTML. So we're going to start off by creating some new messages. And to do that, we're going to duplicate one of the Smodco created messages and then copy and paste that into a new message. So let's go ahead and start with this monthly special. It's email. Let's go ahead and duplicate that message. And there it is right there. We're going to go here and edit it. Then we'll go over to this other window. We'll create a new message. And we're just going to copy and paste everything from that other one over here. Call this our demo HTML message. And we're going to base this on our customers. There's 4 different types, as you can see, of based messages. We could base this strictly on customer information. We can base this on vehicle information, which also includes some customer information. We can base it on the parts that we've sold or the parts we've recommended. And we can use these if you have any kind of programs where customers may be rewarded for buying a certain type of oil. You can create a message based on part sales. You can create specials if you can get a special on a heater core or evaporator. You can search that part number, create a customized message, offering a special for 30 days. The possibilities are pretty much endless from here. So we're going to go ahead and make this an email, and it's going to be HTML. So let's go ahead and grab the subject from here. Paste that in there. Let's go back over here to the message. And I'm going to switch over to the source so I can just copy and paste all this HTML right in there. Switch back. And now from here we can customize. We can use the HTML editor. We can make this a little bigger. Maybe not quite that big. Maybe about there. Let's go ahead and make sure we got the right color. No background. Could change the. Let's just try. There we go. Looks a little nicer. We could just customize our message in here. Add our own little text. You can do as much as you want there. You can use the HTML editor to change font sizes, to change font colors, to highlight. Pretty much anything you can do with an HTML editor, you can do it here. Now let's go ahead and look at it. Our templates, or field guides, templates. Any of these bracketed templates will be replaced with this information here. So if you put this in there, your customer's first name is going to be put in there. The year, if the vehicle message, the year of the vehicle will go in there. Your company name, your company phone. So let's go ahead and copy this. Put it down here. See. maybe our company website. Let's just make sure. Get rid of that background. Now we do have to select the type of message or what this message is based on. We're going to base this on customers. So we're just going to be looking at the basic customer information for this message. We're not going to get into the vehicle, the parts sold, or the parts recommended at this time. Let's talk about groups for a minute. Groups allow you to control which customers or vehicles get what messages on a global scale. Let's jump over here to another window and we'll take a look at customer groups and vehicle groups. Let's go ahead and add a new customer group and we'll just call this the demo group. And we're going to select add to all. This will add this demo group to all the customers. Go ahead and click OK. And we'll add another group. Call this demo group 2. And this one we're not going to add to all. Let's go over here to vehicle groups. New vehicle group. And we'll add this one to all. And another vehicle group. And we won't add that to all. So let's go and take a look over here in the customers. Let's edit this customer. And you'll see it added the demo group that we selected to add to all. And it didn't add it to the demo group 2 because we said we did not select add it to all. Vehicle, same thing. It added them all to the demo group, the first one, and none to the second one. Let's go ahead and add a new customer. And you'll see that demo group was automatically added to that customer. Let's go ahead and add a new vehicle. Same thing here, you'll see that this was automatically added and this one was not. So let's go back over to the message. I'm going to save this for a second and reopen it so that those new groups will appear under the Groups tab. Now we want this to go to the regular customers and let's say the customers in demo group as well. Click OK. And that message is created. We could go ahead and duplicate this. We'll go ahead and edit this message. We're going to make this just a plain text message. No HTML. So we're just going to go ahead and copy this. Going to get rid of the HTML. We're going to paste it in here. Change the spacing a little bit. And we'll click OK to save that. And now we'll create another one. Let's change the title of that so we know that it's we know the difference. Change the subject too. So now we created a text email. Now let's go ahead and duplicate this. Go in here and edit it. And we're going to make this one a text letter. They're all text, all letters are text. But we're going to, this is going to go in the mail. We'll just go ahead and just going to put the same thing down here just for demonstrations. So this is the main message of the letter, and this is a printout footer. It comes at the bottom of the page. Now you'll be able to fold these up and put them into a standard window envelope. So let's go ahead and change this to there's no title since it's not an email. We'll go ahead and click OK for that. Save that. Now let's get rid of that duplicate there. Save that. Let's go ahead and duplicate this message. Let's edit this. And we're going to say this is based on a vehicle. So we're going to change this here to vehicle. And now you'll see the vehicle groups appears. So you can now select which groups you want this message to go to in the vehicles as well as the customers. Click OK. Let's reproduce that one again and one more time. Go here and edit this. It's going to be parts sold. And this one will be parts recommended. Okay, we've created several new messages, different formats. We've got our email plain text, our email HTML, and our mail message. So let's go ahead and go into our customer-based HTML message. Right now, these are all the customers that are eligible for this message. Now, what makes them eligible? Well, first, they have to be accepting email for this message. So they can't have email blocked. If it were a mail message, they can't have mail blocked. They have to be in the proper groups for this message. I believe it's regular customer and demo group. So let's go ahead and cancel out of there. So they have to be in the groups, and they can't have the form of message blocked. The next thing, you can physically block individual or groups of customers by manually overriding. Let's go ahead. We're going to do just this one. So when you're in your list of included customers, you create a list and you select this to exclude them. Yes. So you'll see Sarah Dakota is now gone. She's been moved to the excluded list because we just, as a user, excluded her. So let's go look at the excluded list. Now it's going to look for Sarah Dakota here, and you can see she's user excluded is set to yes now. Now when reviewing the excluded customers, there's a tool here to help you figure out why a customer is excluded. You can click on the link here or the action button here. So view the reason this customer is excluded by a user, which is what we did here. Referral demo. This customer has no email address. And this customer has no email address. Now, let's say we want to update this customer's email address. We can use this open, select customer, it'll open the customer in another window. we can go ahead and add a new email address. Click OK. Go back over here. We'll see that there's now no reason, but we do need to refresh this page or refresh this grid, or we can use the view included, excluded, and we'll come back and you'll see that customer's no longer there because they now have an email address. Sarah Dakota, we can use the include, and that'll remove our exclusion, and that'll put her back on the good person list. So let's go back over there. Let's stay here for just a minute. These are all the customers that are not eligible for this message. So we take a look here, no email address. Most of these are no email address. Let's take everybody in this list and remove them from all groups. So we have this tool here, Update Customer Profile. We're going to take all the customers in this list and we're going to remove them from the demo group, and then we're going to remove them from the regular customers. That should take them out of the groups that this message is based with. So we click on here. We can now see that not only do they not have an email address, but they're not in any qualifying groups. We can put all these customers back in the groups by selecting all the customers in this list, and we can add them to the regular customer list. And now you'll see that the only reason they're excluded is because they have no email address. What we've just looked at is basically the global filters, making sure a customer is in the right group, making sure a customer has their email set to allow or blocked. Showed you how to use this tool for updating customers. You can update a selected customer, all the customers in the current list. You can also select them by a group. You can then allow or prevent email or mail. You can add or remove them from a particular group, all with this tool. It allows you to do bulk updates, removing customers. You can remove all the customers from this list by clicking this. So it allows you to kind of filter your list down. Now let's say we're down to this point and we have this monthly special. We don't want to send it to all our customers. Maybe we only send it to a couple different types. So let's go here to filter. So we just want to send it to our new, our prior, and our demos. Click OK. So I've got 9 customers now that we're going to send out this message to. So what do? We click Load List. And there's our list of all the customers from this list to here. Now you'll notice that there's 9 here and there's 10 here. That's because Sarah Dakota has 2 email addresses. She'll receive 1 at each email address. So let's go ahead and highlight one of these. We're going to go ahead and preview it. And we'll go ahead over here and take a look here in the inbox. There it is. There's our monthly special. There's our custom HTML editing, different colors, different fonts, different sizes. Put in our phone number, put in our website, and mailed it out. Now that's the preview. You want to do that before you send any emails, and the system requires you to, so that you can look at it, make sure it's the way you want it before you send it. The next button you would click is click Send. All these messages will be sent. Not going to do that right now because I don't know who owns a lot of these email addresses. So that's the HTML customer-based message. Let's go back over to the CRM marketing. Let's go to the customer-based text message. And jump over to this message. Now this is basically the same. We'll go ahead and do the same. We'll just do the new customers, make a smaller list. So you've got 4. We'll load that into the list. We'll go ahead and preview it. There it is, and you can see it's just a plain text email. No formatting, just plain text. So let's go back over here. So that's your HTML and that's your text messages. Let's go back and look at our mail-based. And again, it's based on customer, but it's a mail format. Let's go ahead and jump to that message. And we'll go with new again. Now we're going to have quite a few more here because the other one's an email message, so it required email. This one only requires that the customer have a complete mailing address. Again, we can click the View Excluded. Go over here and see which customers are excluded from this message and why. You can see this one doesn't have a complete mailing address. Complete mailing address, probably the same thing for the rest of these. Go back over to the included. Let's say we want to exclude a group. Let's say we want to exclude all the demo customer types. So that what we do is we fill this list with the demo customer types by using this filter. Go over here to exclude, and this will exclude all those. Clear that out of there, and you'll see there's no more demo customer types. We now have 51 in this list. Maybe we want to also filter out all the ones that aren't a customer type. So get rid of those. So now we've got 31. So let's go ahead and load this list. Now we have an individual printout for each of these customers. Go ahead and click on one of those. Go ahead and print it. Open it up, take a look at it. You see it's got your company information. It's got the customer's information, our message. Change the template to his name. Put in our company phone number, our website. Put a little message in at the footer. Again, putting in our phone number and website. You just print these out, fold them up, put them in envelopes, send them out. So that covers the HTML email, the text email, and the printout. So that's the 3 formats of messages at this point. We are working on text messaging, but currently that's not available. So let's go ahead back here to marketing. And let's take a look at a message based on vehicles. Let's go ahead and jump to this message. Now let's view the excluded first. We can take a look and see why this is excluded. No email address. No email address. No email address. Let's try this one. Okay, all these are no email addresses. We've got this Update Vehicle Profile tool, much like the Update Customer Profile tool. This allows you to pretty much do all the same thing the Customer Profile tool does. Take a selected customer, all your selected vehicle, all your vehicles, the vehicles in the current list. You can filter them by a group. You can then change whether that vehicle gets an email or mail. You can add it or remove it from a group. Let's go over here to the message. Now we've got vehicle groups in there. Just double check that. Let's go back here. Use this Update Vehicle Profile tool. Let's select all the vehicles in the list. Let's remove them from both those groups. we'll now see that not only does it say there's no emails, but it'll say the vehicle is not in any qualifying group. We could also remove all the customers in this list from those groups. Now, the customer has no email, the customer is not in any qualifying groups, the vehicle is not in any qualifying groups. So this really helps you to figure out why a customer or vehicle doesn't qualify for a message. Let's go ahead and close that out. Let's go ahead and put all the vehicles in the list back in that demo group. Could also put all the vehicles in that list. Put all the vehicles in that list back in the service reminder group by selecting the demo group, and then we're going to add the service reminder group. And you'll see that vehicle in the demo group was added back to the service reminder group. So let's go back to the included vehicles, and let's say we want to send out a special for all the Volvos. Go here, Volvo, we got one. We got something that there's more of. There we go, 3 Toyotas. Okay, before we load this list, let's go and edit this message. Let's use some of the vehicle information in this message. And again, we got that from this field guide over here. Click the wrong button. From here, so just copy and paste these in there. Year, make, model. Click OK. We'll go ahead now and load the list. Let's take this one, preview it. Over here to our inbox. And there you can see it replaced the year, make, model. Again, our phone number, website. Let's go back over here. Let's take another look at the parts sold based message. Let's jump over to that message. Now this again is based on parts sold. Again, we can view the excluded. This customer has no email address. That's a pretty common one for the email messages. So let's go back over to the included list. Now let's say anybody who bought a water pump. So go here to part description, water pump. There, okay, so we've had sold 4 water pumps, same person twice here and twice here. So let's go ahead and load the list. Again, you got Sarah Dakota twice because she's got 2 email addresses. Okay, we could say thank you for buying water pump. There's a $5 rebate, whatever you offer. This allows you to, by category, select by category, part description, part number. If there's some sort of rebate, or if there's, if you sold a part, you want to find out how it's holding up. You can create any sort of message there. An email, mail. So let's go ahead and preview that. Go over here. Take a look. There it is. We're using the same message, but there it is in HTML. Let's go rid of some of these. Let's go and check out the last one, which is based on parts recommended. Jump over there to the message. And you'll see these are all the parts that have been recommended. Now again, we can take a look at the excluded. No email address. I think you're going to find that for a lot of the email messages, unless you're good about collecting email addresses. So let's say anybody who's bought one of these. Looks like there's just one. We can go ahead and load that into the list. Sarah Dakota. Go ahead and preview it. And again, there's a email based on the fact that she bought this part. We can go ahead and send those, since I have both those email addresses, so that I can show you that a record is kept of every message that is sent. So if you need to go back and take a look to see whether a customer's been sent the message or not. It'll also keep track of the last time this message was sent. So you can see this message was sent to Sarah Dakota for this vehicle on this date. It helps you keep track. You can also see the last email and the last mail. Now the reason I do that, we send out service reminders. Let's go over here to this vehicle-based message. And I want to look for cars that are due for service between beginning of the year and yesterday. So these are the cars that are due for service currently, based on the numbers that we put in their vehicle. In case you've missed that, we'll go here into the vehicle. And under communication information, the service interval mile is not used at this point. What's used is the service interval day. So this will be added to the last time the vehicle was in for service to determine when the vehicle's due again. So if you want it to be due in a year, you put 360, 6 months, 180, 3 months, 90, so on and so forth. And that's how this service date is calculated. You can set the default in your customer information or your company information here. This is the default here, meaning that if you change this, all the customers will change to that who haven't been changed to a number other than the 180, and every new vehicle will be changed to the new number that you put in here. So now you see the vehicles that are due for service. We could change this message. Your vehicle's due for service. Save that. We'll go ahead and load the list. Now before we do that, we may want to go look and see who's excluded and why. You may wonder why a customer's not getting this email. We know Sarah Dakota has an email address. Let's find out why she's not getting it. This customer's not in any qualifying groups. So let's check out which groups this message is for. So we can go ahead and use our little tool here. We're going to update this selected customer, and we're going to add her to the regular customer group. And there, she should now be in the included group. So now we've got one more. So let's go ahead and use this clear list down here. I'm going to go ahead and load the list. And there we have 6 vehicles that are due for service. Sarah Dakota has 2 email addresses. We'll go ahead and preview that one. So go here to the inbox. And there's the service reminder email. Dear Sarah, there's the vehicle information. It's due for service. So let's go back over here. And let's limit this list just a second here to Sarah Dakota. Let's go ahead and load that. Let's go ahead and preview that, because we can't send these until we preview it. Now I'm going to go ahead and send them. And you'll see that should be the preview. Let's go back over here. Refresh this, and you can see in the history there's the 2 emails that went to Sarah Dakota. You see that the last time this message was sent was on 11/16, and the last email was on 11/16. So tomorrow you're not going to want to send Sarah Dakota another reminder. So what you'll do is you'll filter this to, say, a month ago. So there, she wouldn't get them. Let's take her out of there. We could also look for the last sent to be empty. So all these vehicles are still due for this message. And that concludes the tutorial on the new marketing message.